My name is Tom Calloway, and I am 52 years old. For most of my life, I believed I was not good enough. My mother told me this in 1,000 different ways, but the loudest time she said it was at her 75th birthday party. My sister Victoria threw the party at her huge mansion. Everyone in our family was there, dressed in expensive clothes and smiling big smiles. I came with my wife Rachel, carrying a gift I had made myself. It was a photo album filled with family memories. I spent weeks putting it together, choosing each picture carefully. When it was time to open gifts, Victoria gave our mother a luxury trip to Italy. Everyone clapped and cheered. Then I gave my album. My mother flipped through it quickly, her smile tight and fake. Then she set it down and said words I will never forget. "Well, Thomas," she said loudly so everyone could hear, "I suppose this is sweet, but honestly, when will you learn? You'll never be like your sister. Victoria has ambition, success, a real life." The room went silent. 40 relatives stared at me. Victoria smirked from across the room. My wife Rachel squeezed my hand so hard it hurt. I could feel her anger, but I just nodded quietly and said, "You're right, Mom." My mother looked satisfied, like she had won something. I stood up, thanked everyone for coming, and walked out with Rachel. In the car, Rachel exploded. "How can you let her talk to you like that?" she shouted. My hands gripped the steering wheel. "Because I'm done trying to earn her love," I said. "I'm going to earn something else." If you're watching this video, please like, subscribe to the channel, and tell me in the comments where you're watching my revenge story from. I want to know how far it has traveled. If you enjoy this story, comment ENJOYED, hit the like and share this video to beloved friends. Driving home that night, I thought about my whole life. Victoria was always the star. She was valedictorian, prom queen, got a full scholarship to Yale, married a surgeon, and became a corporate attorney. I was the dreamer. I loved literature and became a high school English teacher. I married Rachel, a nurse, and we raised 2 kids on a modest income. Every Christmas, every birthday, every family gathering was the same. My mother would brag about Victoria's promotions, bonuses, and vacation homes. Then she would turn to me with disappointment in her eyes. "Still teaching high school, Thomas? When will you do something significant?" I tried to please her for decades. I won Teacher of the Year. I published poetry in small journals. I volunteered in my community. Nothing mattered. Victoria was the success. I was the footnote. 2 years ago, I took early retirement when the school district offered a buyout package. My mother called it giving up. That birthday party comment was the final straw. Something inside me shifted. I was done being invisible. A week after the party, I was cleaning out my garage when I found boxes from my late father's estate. My father died 5 years ago. Inside one box, I discovered his journals and business papers. My father, Gerald, had been a mechanical engineer who invented a specialized tool for automotive manufacturing in the 1980s. I vaguely remembered my dad working in the garage for years, but the invention never went anywhere, or so I thought. Reading the journals, I discovered my father actually patented the tool. It was licensed to a small manufacturing company in 1987. The contract paid royalties for 20 years, but there was no record of any money. I found a letter from the company dated 1989 offering to buy the patent outright for $50,000. My father declined, wanting the royalty stream instead. I called the company and they were still in business. They confirmed the patent and revealed something shocking. They had been sending royalty checks for 35 years to an address I did not recognize. I hired a lawyer named Martin Brooks to investigate. Martin traced the royalty payments, over $400,000 total, to a bank account in my mother's name. I was stunned. After my father died, my mother claimed Gerald left nothing but debt. She said the engineering business was a failure. Victoria and I each got $10,000 from the estate. But my mother kept the royalty account secret. Martin dug deeper. My mother legally changed the payment address in 1995 while my father was sick with early dementia. She had power of attorney. It was technically legal but morally wrong. She hid the income and let me struggle as a teacher, making $45,000 a year while she lived comfortably. Victoria likely knew because she helped my mother manage my father's affairs. I felt sick. My father's legacy was stolen from me. Martin said we could contest it in court, but it would be ugly and expensive. I made a decision. I did not want to fight her in court. I wanted something better. I wanted to finish what my father started. I wanted to make his dream real. I researched my father's invention, a specialized torque calibration tool. The original patent expired, but Martin discovered my father had sketched improvements in his journals that were never patented. The improvements solved modern manufacturing problems. Martin connected me with a patent attorney named Diane Chen. She reviewed the designs and got excited. "These improvements are patentable," she said. "And with modern materials and digital integration, this could be revolutionary for precision manufacturing." I was nervous. I was a 52-year-old retired teacher, not an inventor, but Diane said the bones were there. She could help me file a new patent if I could develop a working prototype. I used my retirement savings, $30,000, to hire a machinist and engineer. I did not tell my family, not my mother, not Victoria, only Rachel knew. For 6 months I worked in secret, bringing my father's forgotten dream back to life. The prototype was finally complete. It was a digital torque calibration device that was faster, cheaper, and more accurate than anything on the market. Diane filed the patent application. But I knew a patent meant nothing without buyers. Martin connected me with an old college friend, Stan Kowalski, who worked in automotive supply chain management. Stan tested the device at his plant and was blown away. "Tom, this is a game changer," he said. "Every precision manufacturing plant in the country needs this." Stan introduced me to industry contacts. Within 3 months, I had interest from 5 major manufacturers, but I needed capital to scale production. Stan suggested pitching investors. I was terrified. I had never pitched anything in my life. But Rachel encouraged me. "Your father believed in this, now you have to," she said. I spent weeks preparing. At 52, I was learning business terminology, market analysis, and pitch decks. It was exhausting and exhilarating. I was becoming someone I never imagined. I pitched my device to a regional manufacturing investors group. I was nervous, stumbling over words at first, but when I talked about my father's original vision and the technical improvements, I found my rhythm. The investors asked tough questions. I answered honestly, sometimes saying I did not know but would find out. My humility and authenticity won them over. 3 days later, I got an offer for $200,000 in seed funding for 25% equity in a new company. I was stunned. Martin reviewed the contract and it was fair. I signed the papers. I was now the CEO of Calloway Precision Tools. I was 52 years old and starting a business from scratch. Rachel cried with pride. My adult children, Emma and Lucas, were shocked but supportive. I still did not tell my mother or Victoria. I wanted to build something real first, something undeniable. The funding allowed me to hire a small team and begin production. Orders started coming in slowly at first, then faster. The device worked. It sold. I was building something my mother could not dismiss. 8 months after launch, my device got featured in Manufacturing Today, a major industry magazine. The article called it the most significant innovation in torque calibration in 20 years. Orders exploded. I hired more staff. Revenue hit $500,000 in the first year. I was not rich yet, but the business was real and growing. At a family dinner I still attended out of obligation, my mother bragged about Victoria's latest promotion to senior partner. Then she turned to me. "And what are you doing with yourself now that you're retired, Thomas?" "Playing golf," I smiled. "Just staying busy, Mom," Victoria smirked. "Dad's probably building birdhouses or something." Everyone laughed. I did not correct them, not yet. That night, Rachel asked why I did not say anything. "Because I want the success to be so loud she cannot ignore it," I replied. "I want her to find out from someone else. I want it to be undeniable." Rachel kissed me. "You are becoming the man you were always supposed to be," she said. Victoria's husband, Dr. Pierce Manning, was on the board of a manufacturing company. At a board meeting, they discussed purchasing my calibration devices. Pierce mentioned the inventor's name, Thomas Calloway. Victoria interrupted. "Wait, Calloway, is that my brother?" Pierce checked the file. "Yes, Thomas Calloway, formerly an educator, now CEO of Calloway Precision Tools. This device is revolutionizing our production line." Victoria was stunned. She called me that night, her voice tight. "Pierce says you started a company. Why did you not tell anyone?" I kept my tone neutral. "You never asked what I was doing. You assumed I was doing nothing." Victoria's voice turned condescending. "Well, do not get too excited. Small businesses fail all the time." I replied calmly, "We will see." I hung up. Victoria immediately called my mother, spinning the story to minimize my success.